Good morning, guys. We have sun peeking through a couple of clouds in Springfield. Still a warm start at 70 degrees. Winds out of the west will start to cool us down. We have a front coming through with some light showers along I-44. A lot of this rain has been pretty light, but it's working its way east and southeast, so we could still get in on a couple of showers in south central Missouri. Again, temperatures starting out warm around 70 degrees and feeling pretty humid again this morning. But a cooler, less humid air mass is on its way. 83 degrees by dismissal, a mix of sun and clouds, and much closer to average. Really comfortable for those football games tonight. Temperatures in the 70s will feel nice by halftime. We'll lose that humidity as we head through the day today. So we could still pop a shower to the south along the state line early today. Otherwise, just some lingering clouds and temperatures cooler in the lower 80s. Really nice tonight. Lower 60s will be much more comfortable. South winds put us back in the middle and upper 80s tomorrow, starting to trend warmer than average with sunshine and getting summery. So that weekend forecast, warmer and sticky on Saturday, 87 degrees. Heating up again on Sunday, some lower 90s. We'll continue to crank that heat and humidity. Another summery stretch starts Sunday into the middle of next week, really back 10 degrees above average in the lower 90s through about Wednesday. And then our next front doesn't come through until Thursday. So again, we've got that sunshine Saturday and Sunday into early next week. Next storm chance next Thursday. Joe, Lauren.
Professional bull riding has circled back to Springfield for the PFI Western Invitational.
That's right. Hannah Zettel is live at JQH Arena. We check in with her for one last preview of what to expect this weekend.
Well, good morning, you guys. I am back this morning at JQH with Cooper Davis and Taylor Tobez. Thank you guys again for being here. I know it's early, but so tell me, like, where are we right now as far as the setup?
Okay, so like they've been in here all yesterday and the day before, setting everything up, getting the arena prepped, getting the dirt right for these bulls to have their footing, and you know, we're ready for action now. Sure.
And so this actual area is where they release them?
Well, this area right here is actually where the bull comes in. They'll take the flank rope off right here. You've got your lead-up alleys that'll come into your chutes on both sides. So you've got a right and a left-hand delivery bull, so they know which way to push them. And
gotcha. Yeah, I was talking to Mandy a little earlier that it's very crowded in here when everything is going on. There's people like checking on all of them. Right. So tell me, we were talking a little bit earlier about superstitions, and you guys don't really believe in those, right?
No, I'm not a big superstition guy.
Right, but are there some people in PBR who do, or who are into that?
Oh yeah. There's different things like cowboy hats on the bed, or there's a bunch of little stuff. But
yellow shirts.
Yeah, yellow. The color yellow is not a huge,
right,
like very popular color
right
in this sport. But I mean, obviously he's got some yellow on him. But like a yellow shirt, no, probably won't ever see it.
You would never.
Oh.
Cool. So, you know, there's a couple hours before this all starts tonight. How are you going to prep?
You know, I'm going to go home or go back to the hotel and take a little nap, and you know, get here about an hour and a half early, do some stretching, and let Sports Med take a look at me and go from there.
And how about you?
Go back to the room, take me a nap too, and then I'll show up here about an hour and a half, 2 hours early, and just relax until it's time to get on.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. Good luck to both of you, honestly. We will throw it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Hannah Zettel reporting this morning.
Putting crime into focus, after a long trial this week, Kenneth Davis has been found guilty of all 7 counts of abusing an 8-year-old girl. The verdict was read yesterday after jurors heard closing arguments.
That's right. Davis is also charged with abuse of a child leading to death in the case of Kinsley Kilgore, who died last year in Douglas County. Kilgore's family members told us they were relieved when they heard these guilty verdicts.
It was very hard. Very hard.
He's going to get what he deserves, and it's coming. And today was a huge step.
Davis is expected to be sentenced in this Greene County case on December 6th.
Police say one person was shot in the leg at a home in the 3200 block of West Page Avenue. That's in a neighborhood southeast of West Bypass in Mount Vernon. The shooting happened shortly after 7 last night. Both the victim and witnesses, though, were uncooperative with officers, so we're not sure how badly the person was injured. No other details available right now, but in Laclede County, we're also following a 19-year-old man in stable condition after being shot. Noah Houston was shot in the midsection at a home in the 18,000 block of Jaybird Lane. He was airlifted to a Springfield hospital. The sheriff's office has identified a person of interest, but no arrests made there. They say there's no direct threat to the community, though, and that it was a targeted incident.
A plea hearing is scheduled today for 2 women accused in the death of an infant at an unlicensed in-home daycare in 2017. Sherry Beeson and her daughter Danielle Gerds both faced 34 felonies, 17 counts of endangering the welfare of a child and 17 counts of child abuse or neglect. Court documents say Gerds was the single person left at Books and Blocks Child Care to care for 25 minors the day that 4-month-old Brinley Jones died.
Also expected in court today is Shannon Shafer. He's asking the judge for a bond reduction. You may remember Shafer is the man accused of stealing a budget rental truck earlier this year involved in a fatal hit and run. He's charged with 11 felonies, including second-degree murder.
Changing gears now, sticking with some more local news for you. A new playground is being unveiled later this morning at Weller Elementary School. The ribbon cutting will take place at 9:30 there. The school was able to raise more than $30,000 to help build this. Weller is actually home to many students from around the world that take part in the English Learners program. So during the ribbon cutting, some of these students are expected to share their thanks in their first language.
And in today's political coverage, more than 100,000 Missourians were dropped from Medicaid coverage in the last year. 90,000 of those were kids.
So people all across the state gathered at the Capitol yesterday to express concern about that. Republicans say a booming economy is one reason. Another is that people didn't want Medicaid coverage anymore. But Representative Crystal Quaid says that's not a good enough reason.
We're seeing a 5 to 7% increase from Missouri's loss of coverage for Medicaid compared to other states, but we're not seeing the same thing with other social service programs. So if it was the economy, then we would see that across the board, and we're not.
Quaid had initially asked Speaker of the House Elijah Hard to task a committee to hold official hearings on the Medicaid drops, but he had not done so. Quaid says they heard from lawyers that represent people trying to get back on Medicaid, and the biggest problem they're seeing is a lack of communication between the Department of Health and those people.
That is probably the overarching biggest issue that we're hearing from folks is just they didn't know they lost coverage because they never received anything in the mail from the department. People then try to call into the department to find out what's going on, and that was an overwhelming piece of the conversation was that these call centers are cumbersome. People will sit on the line anywhere from 30 minutes to over an hour, and the department will also admit to this fact that oftentimes the call center will just drop calls.
Representative Mike Moon was also at that meeting. He serves Ash Grove. We gave his office a call, but have yet to hear back on his opinion about that hearing. Quaid said she will still be pushing for an investigation into those drops.
For the second time in a row, the Springfield Planning and Zoning Commission has voted no on recommendations to improve the Galloway neighborhood. This has been an ongoing issue since last November when many residents spoke out against rezoning. Since then, several public meetings were held to try to find a compromise with the city and the neighborhood. Last night's meeting mostly centered around recommendations on the aesthetics and building designs in Galloway. But after a discussion, committee members voted against the changes with 2 people absent. The issue was already tabled in August and will now be tabled once again for some time in the future. The recommendations cannot go before City Council until Planning and Zoning approves them.
Here's what's coming up for you on CBS This Morning.
Hello to you, I'm Gail King. Coming up, America's oldest living World War II veteran just turned 110. We're going to take you to Lawrence Brooks' birthday party. Hope there's cake. That's coming right up on CBS This Morning.
There's got to be a lot of cake for that guy.
Big one for sure.
Very inspiring right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are following a Google trend this morning on the backside of last night's Democratic debate. A lot of people talking about that, and one of the main things was a controversial ad of AOC, who is a representative in New York, that shows her face burning. It's very controversial. A lot of people talking about it on social media.
Yeah, and a jarring ad that caught a lot of people off guard. So we're starting to learn a little bit more about how that sort of came to be, how that made the airwaves. And it's this trend that a lot of people are talking about. Looking forward to getting more info there. It is a weekend, and people are getting set to make all sorts of plans, Elisa, all right? How are we looking weather-wise?
Hot out there well, no, sorry. I'm not hot today. 83 degrees, cooler and less humid. Hot by the weekend.
That's still hot, depending on who you ask.
Yeah,
It's not as bad.
All right, everyone. Thanks for starting your weekend off with us.